In this video, we'll be talking about the laser guide and the process of calibration when you're first setting it up in OptimumCNC plasma cutting software. The laser guide button, which will toggle the laser on and off by applying the necessary offsets and by moving the table to accommodate for those offsets, is available right here in the bottom right part of the screen. Here, if we click on this button right now, we can see that the system will apply some kind of an offset and then physically move the torch and the laser pointer to essentially make sure that the laser pointer is pointing at the exact same position where the torch was at before we press this toggle. This offset is defined in the Advanced tab within the settings under Laser Guide Offset, and by default it's going to be somewhere around 1 1/8 of an inch. However, when you're first setting up the system, depending on how it's set up, this value might be a little bit different, and for precision, it is best to calibrate it. To calibrate it, we're first going to move the torch somewhere where we can easily mark its position. Note that currently the laser guide toggle is turned off, and we're going to turn on the actual physical laser pointer so it's shining. We're going to move the torch somewhere where we can make that mark, and we're going to set our work offsets to 0, 0. This allows us to easily see what the change in our coordinates is as we begin to move the torch. Next, we need to somehow mark the position of the torch above the metal. This can be done either by lowering the torch and making some kind of a imprint, perhaps marking it with a marker, or by making a small pierce hole by positioning the torch at an appropriate height and then running the torch fire command, meaning that the system will strike an arc and make a pierce point. Once that's done, we can start to calibrate the system. Again, note that the laser guide toggle is turned off and our actual laser pointer is turned on for this stage of the process. We're going to move the table by using the jog buttons until the laser pointer is pointed directly at the original mark, no matter how we made it, either by torch fire, by marking it somehow, etc. So we're going to set a fairly small step size to make sure that we're moving in small and precise increments, and we're going to begin moving until we're fairly close. Let's say maybe we're getting fairly close right here, at which point we're going to set the jog step size to something smaller, perhaps move a little bit further. And now that we have positioned our laser pointer directly above the original marked point, we can record these two values for the X and the Y position. So let's say in our case there's 0.05 and 1.15. We're going to go back into our settings, type them in right here, and at this point we have completed the calibration process, and we can easily toggle between our laser guide and our plasma torch. Thank you for watching.